Welcome to the studio stage at Session Cut 2021. My name is Joanne Loy and I'm the Senior Content Strategist here at Monograph. I'll be your host here today on the studio stage, and I'm so excited to be here. We have a jam-packed agenda in store for you. Here at Monograph, we believe that the future of design relies on practice operations. We believe that by equipping your firm with better practice ops, you can improve profitability and build a better practice. And we're so excited to spend today not only learning about practice operations from all these amazing speakers, but to be connecting with you all. I am so excited to introduce Jessica Hester, CEO, and Natasha Brand, Research Lead and FCO from Verdant Studio for our very first success story here on the studio stage. Please join me in welcoming Jessica and Natasha.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for being here. We're so excited to have you on.
Well, we are very excited to be here. Thank you. Um, as you mentioned, I'm Jessica Hester. I'm the CEO and Principal Architect at Verdant Studio. And just to give you a little bit of background, I have a bachelor's in architecture from the University of Oklahoma. I am a practicing and licensed architect. I also have a master's from the University of Michigan in design research, which is where I met Monograph CEO Robert. We were in adjacent cohorts during our master's degrees. I started Verdant Studio 6 years ago now as a sole practitioner, and I have been thrilled to grow it into the studio that it is today. Verdant Studio is located in Rogers, Arkansas, which might not sound that exciting, but we happen to be home to the world's largest retailer, Walmart. And we have the great pleasure to benefit from their investment, along with many other Fortune 500 and 100 companies in our region, including a $1 billion American Art Museum, Crystal Bridges, its sister contemporary art museum, the Momentary, hundreds of miles of bike trails and greenway, including some amazing mountain biking, and a growing culinary and cultural scene. Here with me is Natasha.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natasha Brand. I have a dual role at Verdant as their research lead and financial control officer, which is a mesh of my two career paths. I began my career in legal finance with an interest in British land law, and I'm currently working to complete my doctorate at Concordia University, Chicago, where I'm researching the built environment and its impact on health. I also have a background in the construction industry through our family business.
So our mission, as you can see on the screen here, is creating places people love through art and architecture. We do this through our multidisciplinary studio approach, where we aim to be a national innovator and thought leader in placemaking. The only way we are able to do this is through our amazing team. We call ourselves a collection of odd fellows, each with a unique skill set. We currently have 12 team members doing incredible work through art, architecture, and research. Within the discipline of art, we actually have a educated and practicing sculpture artist on our staff. We are able to deploy site-specific art in public places. This work includes fabrication and installation of actual art pieces, art curation, and technical assistance, where we help other local and regional artists successfully install their public work in a safe way that will be long-lasting for their patrons. We also practice architecture with a capital A, as we call it. We move through the standard 5 phases of design. We also have a few extras we've added in. Delivering actual construction documents for all of our projects. This is not something we outsource. We are licensed to practice in all states except Alaska. And we do practice nationally. We have designed just about everything, but we don't do many prisons. Actually, we don't do any prisons.
As a multidisciplinary studio, research is the foundation of all our projects, whether that is art or architecture. But in addition to integrating research as a process, we're also developing it as our own branch of the studio, working on internal and client-based research projects.
So we have been able to fold all of these disciplines together into this example project that we're going to walk you through. We were invited to participate in the J.D. Wilbur Pottery Farm project as part of an extensive and diverse group of consultants. We are reimagining this historic town in rural Arkansas, Cane Hill, as well as the newly acquired 32-acre site that is adjacent to this campus, which did house the first co-ed campus in Arkansas, college campus. Our scope for this project is largely focused on the newly acquired 32 acres, and that was home to the famous potter, J.D. Wilbur. This site still has his groundhog kiln, which is an in-ground kiln designed for firing pottery historically. What you'll see there in that bottom right image is an actual piece of the structure of the kiln that has been, it's like extremely shiny because it's been exposed to a salt heat over hundreds of years that created that metallicness on that stone. It's pretty cool. So we're going to help with hopefully with the restoration of that kiln. We have been tasked with developing both a pottery and traditional arts education program for the site, as well as planning the physical site for all of the program for the education piece, as well as all the amenities needed to serve that. Additionally, we're going to look at a traditional agriculture demonstration space. So all of that is being rolled into our program and our work on that project.
So basically, the Pottery Farm project has allowed us to integrate all three branches of the studio, using historical-based research as the foundation for developing the ceramics program and the site plan, while retaining and appreciating the historical and cultural values of the site. So this is being accomplished through research in the traditional crafts, like Jessica mentioned, historic land use and farming methods, along with the integration of consultants and our studio staff in bringing it all together using modern technologies and planning.
We believe that this integrative process combines both art, architecture, and research, and that it is relatively new and innovative, like Monograph, which helps us plan and deliver these projects on time and on budget. Each week, we actively use Monograph during our project architect and project manager meeting. We call it a PAPM meeting. Because of the diversity of our team, each person on our team wears many, many hats. As a person on this team, one day you might be spray painting cardboard boxes for an enormous installation in one of our downtown metros, or you might be knocking out architectural red lines. The next day, you might interview a constituent for historical research purposes. So many things are happening here all the time. And as such, our PAPM meeting is largely what we like to refer to as a civil negotiation between leadership regarding the time allocations of our designers and ourselves. So the way we are able to do this successfully is through the resource tool at Monograph. There are no need for complicated spreadsheets anymore. Thank you, Monograph. We are extremely, extremely grateful for that.
So since we're working on so many different project types at one time, resource has been a valuable asset in assigning and tracking time on the project. With the different project types and the different project managers involved across the multiple projects, tracking time can be challenging. So being able to view at a glance for the week ahead saves us time, as everyone's able to view their time distribution, and then we can go in and make adjustments where necessary. With Monograph allowing this level of organization and detail throughout the project, we're able to decrease time spent in all areas of our work, all the way through to billing, which is linked through our QuickBooks software. And we also have different billing processes assigned to different project types, which is all taken care of in the project set up in Monograph, saving time with the accounting processes.
So as stated in the title of this talk, this process has been reduced, creating staffing meetings that used to be 5 hours, which was a grueling and very uncomfortable process to about 50 minutes. I think actually a couple of weeks ago, we were able to get all the staffing done in the week in like 35 minutes. It was incredible. The other thing that's really interesting about our PAPM meetings that I'll share just as a tidbit is we do this on Fridays at 11 o'clock. We like to get it done before lunch because we like to give the rest of the team an opportunity to take care of personal matters on Friday afternoons. A lot of us have already worked a full 40 hours by Friday. And so Fridays are free time for a lot of people. Sometimes that means you get to catch up on your administrative work or other things. And sometimes it means you just get to take the afternoon off and take some personal time. Also, having them on Fridays allows us to come into the office Monday morning knowing exactly where we need to start. And we're not spending Monday hashing out what the week should look like while our staff that's not in the leadership team is sitting there kind of twiddling their thumbs. So we've found this to be an incredible process for us. So when you have such a collection of odd fellows working in a diverse set of projects all over the country, the design process is not a linear one. It can be one of, as we like to think about it, organized chaos. We thrive in this kind of creativity, and we have the absolute most fun doing it. I hope that you will stay in touch with us on our social media or take a look at our website. We're happy to answer any questions that you have regarding our firm, our processes, or how we use Monograph. We love talking about all of those things. Feel free to throw some questions out and let us know what you think.
We do have a question. Natasha, I'm curious about gerontology, natural resource conservation, including wildlife, and how they mesh with our built environment. Have you come across any of this in reference to public health?
Oh, good question.
Actually, I think I caught everything. There was a little bit of a delay there. Yes, I have in my research and have done some work very much on exterior design, how the landscape impacts public health, just the way you can move around it. So with this project that we were talking about, in fact, we're closely working with one of our consultants that works in ecological design, which is working on how this site will best impact everyone that visits it from a holistic viewpoint.
Thank you. That is so interesting. I haven't personally worked on any wildlife project, but I find that very interesting. If there's no more question, I just want to thank you, Jessica and Natasha. That was amazing.